The Silver Chalice is a film from 1954 that tells the story of a young sculptor named Basil who is tasked with creating a silver chalice to house the cup Jesus drank from at the Last Supper. As Basil embarks on this journey, he encounters love, betrayal, and adventure. This movie is packed with moments that will make you laugh, leave you in shock, and even bring a tear to your eye. One fascinating fact about this movie is that it was Paul Newman's first film, and he played the lead role of Basil. Newman later expressed embarrassment about his performance, but it marked the start of a stellar acting career. While I don't have personal experiences or memories, I know that for many, this movie has been a source of inspiration. It's a story about finding one's purpose and facing challenges with courage, which resonates with viewers even today. Now, we're curious to hear from you. What is your most memorable experience related to the Silver Chalice? Your stories and memories are important to us, and we'd love to read them in the comments below. Keep watching, and let's dive into the world of the Silver Chalice together. The 1954 movie, The Silver Chalice, tells the story of a young silversmith charged with creating a holder for the cup Jesus drank from at the Last Supper. Despite mixed reviews at its release, the film is notable for being Paul Newman's first major Hollywood role. Over time, it has gained attention for its unique place in film history and its early exploration of Christian themes. Its relevance today lies in its early attempt to blend biblical stories with popular cinema, a trend that has grown significantly. The movie also serves as a reminder of the evolving nature of filmmaking and storytelling through the decades. In the early stages of his career, Paul Newman faced a critical juncture that could have significantly altered his path as an actor. His concern over the potential impact of his first significant film role led him to seek out additional acting opportunities. This proactive approach bore fruit when he was selected by Robert Montgomery to star in The Desperate Hours on stage, replacing Cliff Robertson. This role proved to be a turning point, as it opened the door to further television roles and helped establish his presence in the acting world. Newman's talent was undeniable, as evidenced by his portrayal of Fast Eddie Felson in The Hustler, a performance that earned him a spot on Premiere Magazine's list of the greatest performances of all time. Interestingly, a pattern emerged in the roles he chose, with many of his characters sharing names that started with the letter H. This unique trend spanned across various films throughout his career, showcasing his ability to bring diverse characters to life on screen. In the midst of Hollywood's golden era, the lives of its stars were often as dramatic off-screen as they were on. Natalie Wood, a prominent actress of the time, had her death certificate revised to reflect the ambiguous circumstances surrounding her demise. Initially ruled as accidental drowning, it was later altered to drowning and other undetermined factors. This change, made in 2012, underscored the lingering questions about her tragic end. Angeli, another actress from that period, was subject to rumors of suicide after her untimely death. However, close acquaintances like John Erickson refuted these claims, suggesting an adverse reaction to medication as the cause. According to them, Angeli's sister relayed that a swelling of the tongue led to her choking, dispelling the suicide narrative. The production of the film itself was not without controversy. Paul Newman, one of the lead actors, clashed with director Victor Saville over a particular scene involving a divine revelation. Newman believed the scene would be more powerful if his character, Basil, reflected in silence rather than delivering a lengthy monologue. Despite his objections, he was overruled by the studio and regretted not standing his ground. These behind-the-scenes stories highlight the complex interplay between the actors' personal struggles and their professional endeavors during a storied era in cinema. Natalie Wood, known for her roles in various films, shared the screen with Jim Backus in 4 different projects before and after the release of this film. Their collaboration included titles such as Father Was a Fullback and The Rose Bowl Story in the early 1950s, followed by Rebel Without a Cause and The Girl He Left Behind in the mid-1950s. The film also marked the first appearance of Robert Middleton, who would go on to have a successful acting career. Notably, the film's score incorporates the Dresden Amen, a musical motif that Richard Wagner famously used in his opera Parsifal, which revolves around the theme of the Holy Grail. This motif is introduced at the start and recurs throughout the film, adding a layer of musical significance to the story. In his early career, Paul Newman delivered a performance that would later contrast with his roles in films that became known for their inspirational qualities. Victor Saville, the director behind the scenes, marked his final individual directorial contribution with this project. His subsequent work would be a joint effort under an assumed name. Woody Strode, a former football player, transitioned to acting and shared a significant connection with Kenny Washington, reflecting the changing dynamics of sports and cinema during that era. Natalie Wood, a prominent actress, made several significant career decisions. She declined roles in films like A Summer Place and The Miracle, both released in 1959, as well as other notable movies throughout the 1960s and 1970s. Her choice to leave the mirror cracked in 1980 was due to a disagreement over the portrayal of her character's age. Elizabeth Taylor subsequently assumed the role. B.G. Marshall, known for his authoritative roles, played a military prosecutor in The Caine Mutiny and Town Without Pity, showcasing his talent in legal and dramatic settings. Differences in character portrayal often arise when adapting novels to film, as seen with Helena's hair color change from black in the book to blonde on screen. Paul Newman, a prominent actor, was set to join Spencer Tracy and Robert Mitchum in The Enemy Within, a project reflecting Attorney General Robert Kennedy's work, but it remained in development stages during the early 1960s. Meanwhile, Pier Angeli was initially chosen for a significant role in Cecil B. DeMille's The Ten Commandments, yet contractual obligations with MGM led to Deborra Paget taking her place. These casting decisions and production developments provide a glimpse into the complex process of bringing stories from page to screen and the intricate negotiations behind the casting of iconic roles. Ian Wolf's career included roles in 14 films nominated for the Best Picture Academy Award, 3 of which won the prestigious award. His filmography spanned from classics like Mutiny on the Bounty to Reds. Natalie Wood, another prominent figure, faced a lifelong fear of water following a near-drowning incident as a child. This fear was so intense that director Elia Kazan had to deceive her into performing a water scene in Splendor in the Grass. Years later, controversy surrounded the investigation of Wood's death, with accusations against coroner Thomas Noguchi for omitting crucial findings related to her injuries, suggesting a possible cover-up. These narratives reflect the complex and sometimes troubled lives of Hollywood's actors off-screen. In a small town in New York, a film celebrated its grand premiere as a reward for the community's outstanding fundraising efforts. The event was marked by a parade featuring the film's director and leading actors, except for one notable absence. The festivities culminated at the local Pontiac Theater with a special event hosted by a well-known television personality. Woody Strode, an actor in the film, was previously a pioneering athlete who, along with 3 others, broke racial barriers in professional American football in the mid-1940s. This group of athletes paved the way for future generations in the sport. Another actor, Alexander Scourby, had a distinguished career off-screen as well. He was known for his extensive work in audio recordings, including a complete reading of the Bible, which became a valuable resource for the visually impaired. His voice became one of the most recognized in households across the country through these recordings,